Service. What is up, listeners? Welcome back to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I am Tank Smith, your host. Today is episode 43. Thanks for being here. Shout out to my guest from last week, Lyra Del Rey. Lyra, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. That was a good time. Listeners, if you have not yet, check out last week's episode and make sure you are following Lyra. She is on Twitter and Instagram at Lyra Del Rey, onlyfans.com/LyraD. I have links to all of those in the Libsyn page from last week, so go to the Libsyn page, show her some love. While you were there, we are also on Instagram. We're also on Twitter at Full Service Pod. My personal Instagram and Twitter at Tank Funkadelic. Give me a follow as well. If you enjoy the podcast, if you like the podcast, if you listen to us every single week, make sure you are subscribed. Hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button. We are wherever you find podcasts. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere. If you could give us a rating, 5-star review, 5-star rating, that would be beautiful. I love you forever. I'll send you a sticker. I don't care where you are. I will send you a sticker. I feel like I plug the stickers like every single week, but nobody wants a sticker. That's. I feel like what I'm going to have to do is just keep putting them up places, like light poles, sidewalks, toilet seats, desks, walls, the ground. I got out of my car the other day and I was like, the ground right here seems like a good place for a full service sticker. And I stuck it on the ground. I was like, this is not littering. This is marketing. It's. So if you're in Atlanta and you see a full service podcast sticker, take a picture next to it, send it to me, and I'll post it on social media. It'll be a good time. They're up everywhere, and I got more on the way. I keep ordering. Sticker Mule keeps having these deals, so I'm like, I gotta buy stickers. I have no choice. I recently also got bumpers. I got some holographic stickers; those are tight, and I got some bumper stickers for the podcast. I got Full Service with Tank Smith bumper stickers, and I also got Penis Vagina North Carolina bumper stickers. That's my phrase, Penis Vagina North Carolina. There's really nothing better than getting a room full of people to chant Penis Vagina North Carolina. Like, you can have like all the differences in the world, but in that moment, we are. We're connected by Penis Vagina North Carolina. It's a truly beautiful thing. I think I did a show in Burlington last year in like October, and I guess it was probably like the third week of the podcast happening. But I did a show in Burlington. I guess it was maybe like 170 people, and I started my set out getting everybody in the crowd to chant Penis Vagina North Carolina. And that really made me feel special. It was a good time. I'll probably play that at the end of this podcast. So if you don't listen to this whole thing, skip to the end, and then you'll hear me getting a group of people that don't know each other to chant Penis Vagina North Carolina. It was a beautiful thing. We can heal the world. So if you want a full service bumper sticker or a Penis Vagina North Carolina bumper sticker, DM me and I will send one. They are $6. Or 2 for maybe $12. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, that'd be truly awesome. I got like 50 of each, so I'm gonna need some people to buy these bumper stickers before somebody starts putting bumper stickers on people's cars. And I'm not saying that it's gonna be me. It's not gonna be me. I'm definitely not gonna be doing that. But maybe if you need a bumper sticker for your car, I think there's really not a better one than either Full Service with Tank Smith or Penis Vagina North Carolina. I think we're creating something special, and I think the movement will continue to grow. So if you could get a bumper sticker, that'd truly be special, Man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. Episode 43. What's happening? What's happening this week? I wanted to talk about stand-up comedy for a second. I want to talk about what I've been up to. What's old Tank been up to? It's I feel like I haven't done that in a while. And then if there's time, the old threesome story. I had an old quarantine threesome recently. So we'll see if we have time for that. I try to keep it around like 30 minutes. That's the goal every week. So we'll see what happens. But I feel pretty good at this point. We're at like we're around like 5 minutes. We'll see what happens. Comedy. Jesus Christ. Actually, before that, a little bit of sporting news. I don't know if you guys saw Cam Newton now on the Patriots. How do y'all feel about that? Okay, cool. Next news story. Did you guys see my favorite sporting event of the year happened on Saturday, July 4th. I don't know if you guys saw it, but the Nathan's hot dog eating contest happened. Normally happens at Coney Island every year. This year, quarantine happened, so it was like inside, but still a match for the ages. A match for the ages. Joey Chestnut broke the record for most hot dogs eaten in a hot dog eating contest, and I think that was like his maybe 13th mustard yellow belt that he's won. So this dude's on a roll. 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Fucking truly incredible. Also, Mickey Sudo won the women's competition, and I can't remember if she broke her personal record or the record she had, but I think she might have ate 35 or 36, which is still fucking impressive. Truly incredible. Shout out to Mickey Sudo. Shout out to Joey Chestnut. True American heroes. It's fucking crazy. Also, Mickey Sudo broke Kobayashi's record as well, because Kobayashi, he was the boy. Kobayashi was the champ before Joey Chestnut came on. I don't know how y'all feel about competitive eating, but I'm a fan. I really enjoy the hot dog eating contest. So shout out to it, because it's just like gluttony. America, that's what America that's our thing. It's truly great. So I don't know if y'all. I had to talk. I was like, I gotta talk about the hot dog eating contest, if not for at least 1 minute, because I truly enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed it as well if you saw it. If you didn't, hey, history was made. Go watch it on YouTube. You might be grossed out, as most people are, but you just can't stop watching. Comedy. Ooh, old comedy. It's still pretty dead. It's still not really happening. It's slowly coming back. If you are, I don't know if you guys seen, there's been some comedians lately that have come down with COVID. D.L. Hughley was at Zany's in Nashville, I believe, and collapsed on stage during a set, and later it was found out that he had COVID, along with pretty much most of the people on his team. He had done a radio show the day before. The people at the radio show also got COVID. Then two LA comics, Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, they host the Fighter and the Kid podcast. They were in San Antonio, I believe last week, or maybe last weekend. They got tested. They now have COVID. So it's still spreading, but comedy clubs are starting to open up. I mentioned Goodnight's Comedy Club more than a few times on this podcast. It is one of the best comedy clubs in the country. Fucking, if you're in Raleigh, go to Goodnight's Comedy Club. I don't know how it is now, but you should go. It's a fucking truly it's one of the best clubs, and it's fucking dope. I will love that place forever. But they recently opened up last week, so I think Wednesday was their first show. They have socially distanced shows, but the clubs are kind of opening up in terms of local comedy, the lower level, because the headliners that have been headlining around the country, comedy clubs will still be able to book them. But in terms of people on a little bit higher than me, where they're making money off comedy, they're able to sustain themselves, but still weren't the big names. I talked to my buddy last night, and he was making literally all his money through comedy as of February, and then that's all of his income is completely gone because stand-up's done. And even if you are doing a show now during kind of quarantine or socially distance, the most you'll get it off the show is $100. I don't know. I talk to people and they're like, oh man, there must be money in stand-up comedy. There is not money in stand-up comedy. I don't unless you're at the top, unless you're selling out huge shows, you are not making money. I tell people all the time, I'll do a show for 2 drinks. That's what most of the shows I feel you get paid. You might get some chicken fingers, maybe $10, maybe pizza. It's a lot of it's a lot of food and drinks for chasing your dreams is what you get doing stand-up comedy. So you're really all the money is pretty much completely gone. In terms of the Atlanta comedy scene, pretty much open mics are done, which is crazy. Because I literally be at bars every single night before this happened. Literally, I'd say 6 nights a week probably. I'd be out doing stand up at open mics, and then now that's completely gone. So I think the last day I went up, still fucking March 10th. It's still the March 10th. So today's July 6th. So we're looking at 118 days. I did not just do that math, I actually wrote it down earlier. But if you did think that I was that quick, then I really appreciate it. But yeah, 118 days. I have not done stand up. Fucking insane. The Atlanta comedy scene's pretty much still shut down. There's shows Friday and Saturday at Highland Ballroom on Highland. It's, it's at the Highland Inn in the basement. There's shows Friday and Saturday now, which are socially distanced. You gotta have a mask. And Laughing Skull is not open yet, but they did shows at the end of last week at Pond City Market Amphitheater. So if you do want to see stand up in the Atlanta area, shit's still available. Shit is still happening. You got like I said, follow Laughing Skull on social media because they'll do a lot of different satellite shows. So it might not every time be at Pond. So they'll do shows all over the city. But you also have, if you don't want to go to a Laughing Skull show, you have fucking One Up Comedy, 10 Buck Comedy at Highland. So, hey, go see a show. It'll be a good time. But my comedy outlet, I guess I could do a Zoom open mic, which I don't know if you're familiar. It's basically, it would be me. I'd sit down at my desk and I'd tell these ideas that I thought were funny to a group of maybe like 15 other people that are also trying to do the same thing. And then afterwards, we just feel worse about ourselves. That's usually that's usually how Zoom comedy shows go. So I can't really fuck with it anymore. I feel like I'd rather just go on like chat roulette and do that because I feel like I had mild success on chat roulette. I feel like you could really like if you I don't know if you've been on chat roulette recently, but it's a lot of dudes jerking off. And if you might not have been in like 10 years, and it's really just been dudes just jerking off to each other for like 10 years, but occasionally you can have a conversation with somebody. I was like looking at Instagram the other day and I'm like, who is this dude I'm following? And I was like, wait a second, that's the guy that I met on chat roulette that one time like a couple months ago, and I plugged the podcast and we're still following each other. I had to give him a like. I was like, what up, dog? Hey. So if you want laughs now, I feel like it's really, you got like chat roulette's always an option. I've been doing a lot of like crowd work in my car, talking to other cars. I have a microphone that's not plugged into anything. It's like I have a mic and I have a cord, XLR cord that's basically not plugged into anything. And then whenever I'm stopped at a traffic light, I'll practice crowd work with the cars around me. So for instance, like I look over to my left and I'm like, okay, Honda, we got a Honda Civic to my left. I'll be like, oh, what up, Honda Civic? How you doing tonight? Oh, you drinking out there? Oh, you don't want to talk to me? Okay, that's cool. Oh, what's up? Oh, we got a Toyota 4Runner. What up, 4Runner? How you doing tonight? Hey, where you from? Oh, you're from Buttscat? Okay. Oh, you also don't want to talk to me. Okay. Oh, I see how it is. Okay, we got in front of me. We got a What up, U.S. mail truck? How you doing? What up? Hey, why you losing so much money? Hey, ooh, you don't want to talk to me either? Okay, I see how it is, bro. Or lady? Fine, don't talk to me. That's the extent of my crowd work, really. I try to do it as often as I can, just to stay loose in the car, because you never know what kind of like, say I do some really good crowd work with the cars around me. I feel like, that could really translate to like 6 months from now. Maybe I'm telling a joke in a bar and I'm like, oh my God, this is kind of like the crowd work situation that happened with the mail truck and the 4Runner and the Civic all at the same time. And then the crowd really reacts positively to that. But you never know if it's really helpful or not. Yeah. That's what I've been up to. I did there's a Triangle Comedy like newsletter that my buddy runs. They started it, I guess, maybe like February, and I did an interview in it last month about the podcast. My buddy, he writes for does like News and Observer stuff in Raleigh, and also interviews like comedians whenever they would come to Raleigh for shows or Wilmington or whatever. He'd basically interview the comedian, write about it, and it'd be in the newspaper promoting the shows that weekend. So I interviewed with him about the podcast. So we talked about, how it started, how we got to where we are now. We talked about a little Penis Vagina North Carolina talk. And I didn't plug the bumper stickers because I didn't have them yet, but I feel like they will be a big hit. My plan is to If I could just, I'm gonna get a shitload of t-shirts. I don't know why I'm telling you this great idea. Actually, I'm not gonna tell you this idea because I feel like this could be stolen. So I can't tell you my idea. But just know that it involves Penis Vagina North Carolina and me making lots of money. I feel solid. Once you hear how this whole thing's taken off, you're like, wow, Tank was really a fucking genius. Why did I think of that? But we'll see what happens. I did the interview with him last month about the podcast, and then he reached out to me a couple weeks later to contribute to the July newsletter. So I wrote a story about how I like yard sailing, because I got no outlets. I'm like, I got the podcast, I have no stand up, so I'm like, I might as well write this cute little story about how I love yard sales. And I'm not going to read it, but I'll basically tell you the gist of the story because I'm like, I got to get this out here for the people. I felt like I do want to tell it on stage. I'll probably change it when I tell it on stage. But my buddy and I, Bruce, we like yard sailing a lot. Like when we were in college, it was probably around like '08 to like 2010, 11, and basically I'd map out like when I go yard sales, I don't fuck around. I Friday night I'm looking on Craigslist. I'm going through all the yard sales. I'm mapping out a map or route so that we can start hitting the yard sales that open at 7, hit the 8 a.m. yard sales, hit the 9 a.m. yard sales, basically as soon as they open. So I'd map out a route, then we'd hit shit. And you know what's best? The best kind of yards. If you're out there and you're like me and you like yard sales, the best kind of yard sale, a church yard sale. If you can get a double, like a mega church yard sale, oh my God, you're going to get some good shit. I got my microwave for like $10 maybe. I don't know. Like so much shit I have is either yard sale stuff or my friend's stuff. Like I'm looking at my desk right now. My friend who moved to Hawaii. I got his desk. I just got mad yard sale shit, right? And so we'd go in college, and one weekend we hit a church yard sale. And like I mentioned before, jackpots. They got everything at church. And anything you could possibly want, they have at a church yard sale, right? And so we're not really looking for anything, but both of us see this painting immediately as we walk in. It's a painting, Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, basically entitled like The Last Meeting. It's the last time they ever met before Stonewall Jackson was killed during the Civil War. We both see it. We're like, I gotta have that shit. I'm like, yo, what can I resell this shit for? Because I know somebody wants to buy this shit. And that is my buddy Bruce. But he beat me to it. I tried to trade him like maybe, I remember at the time I had like all 3 Guitar Heroes and the guitar and maybe like a Kenny G CD or something. I was like, dude, how about this? You take all these Guitar Heroes. I still keep the Kenny G CD, and I keep the painting as well. But he didn't go for it. He wasn't having it. So he kept the painting, and he got to have the Civil War painting all to himself. And then when I moved from Raleigh last summer to Atlanta, we went out and like we were hanging out and shit, like went and got food, and then like after I dropped him off, he was like, yo dog, I got you something. And then he gave me the Confederate painting of Robert E. Lee and Stonewall Jackson because he's like, dude, I can't hang this up in my house. I can't. It's literally been in my closet for 10 years because I can't. It's just not a good look. Like I feel it's just like I'm 30. Like I'm like, what do I even say? When people come in, they're like, oh, nice Confederate painting you got right there, buddy. Plus, he's like white and like has a country accent. It's just like, dude, I can't take this, cleanse me of this Confederate painting. Can you please do that? So I did. I took the painting and I still have it. So if anybody out there wants a Confederate painting of Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, entitled The Last Meeting, I have it for sale on Facebook Marketplace, And I will not judge you at all. I will not judge you. I will gladly take that money. I will gladly take your money. I think the price starts at $500. So if you're interested, hit me up. DM me, fullservicepod@gmail.com. That's our email address. Or fullservicepod on Instagram, Twitter, @TankFunkadelic. You can message me a lot of different ways. And I will gladly accept your $500 for this painting. Yeah. What else is yeah, that's all. I really want to end on that. I'm not gonna the threesome story. I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh, I'm saving that for another time. Y'all about to hear that, but not today. But I appreciate you listening. This is basically the end of episode 43. I'm gonna play that stand-up clip with the Penis Vagina North Carolina shit in it. Y'all gotta really penis. It's not just a chant. It's not just a I think I feel like it's a way of life, you know? And if we really just embrace the Penis Vagina North Carolina spirit, I think truly anything is possible. I have bumper stickers for $6 if you're interested. I also got holographic full service podcast stickers. I got regular full service podcast stickers, and I got more on the way. So if you want a sticker, hit me up. Or if you're in Atlanta, you'll see them. They'll be everywhere. We're flooding the city with this content. I appreciate you being here. This has been episode 43. Ooh, boy, I got some links in the Libsyn page for this week. Actually, just one link. It's the Massachusetts Sex Worker COVID-19 Relief Fund. It is set up by the Massachusetts Sex Worker Ally Network. If you are a sex worker in Massachusetts, they have payments available of $100. So go to the website. They are on Twitter at MASSSWAN. Give them a follow, and you can apply on the website for the relief funds. We will be back next Tuesday. I have an interview for you. I am excited. My guest is Atlanta-based body rub specialist Lauren Baby. We probably did this interview maybe like a couple weeks ago, so it's it's still fresh, still new. I'm fucking excited. I appreciate you being here. If you enjoy the podcast, make sure you subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. We're everywhere. We're all over. We're on YouTube. Hit that follow button. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. If you want to feel inclined to write a review, that would be beautiful. That'd be incredible. 5-star ratings really do help us. But no, 43, it's done. It's over. It's in the books. I appreciate you being here. I hope everything's all right wherever you're at. Fucking keep rocking with us. We'll be here next week. Later.
So my very good friend, Tank Smith.
Oh, God, Burlington, what's up? You guys good? Hell yeah. Well, keep it going for the other comics you saw tonight. That was awesome. This is my first time in Burlington. That's sweet. I like it. Yeah, if I'm going to say one thing about Burlington, you guys, there's so many parking spaces. Is that not incredible? Oh my God, and it's free? Oh my, you guys are living in luxury. I live in Atlanta, and I'm like, do I want to eat or do I want to park for an hour? I'm not sure. This is sweet. This is my last stop on the Penis Vagina North Carolina tour 2019. So I'm excited. At the beginning of every show, I see if we can all just like chant Penis Vagina North Carolina together, right? 3 times, okay? It's never been said in this building before, and if we can all start it out, guys. Here's how it goes. Penis Vagina North Carolina. 2 times. Penis Vagina North Carolina. Penis Vagina North Carolina. Oh my God, Burlington. Oh yes. Yes. We're gonna start. If you come to something after this, like a play or something, yell it out at the beginning of the play. Okay, just do it. Just do it.
Full service.